Much noise has been made in Halo 5's marketing campaign about the hunt for truth, setting it up as a muscle-bound game of cat and mouse between the legendary Master Chief and plucky franchise newcomer Jameson Locke. But when you get right down to it, Guardians is still just a game about shooting things in the face, where the gung-ho narrative takes a backseat to all the neon explosions and the oh-so-pretty lights. The Chief has gone rogue, sort of, and Locke has been sent to bring him home, but the dynamics of that particular grudge match are dwarfed by the bigger problems of the titular Guardians, the ancient super weapons currently being reactivated by a morally ambiguous Cortana. In truth, the much publicised chase down is more of a framework for the narrative than a high-stakes battle of wills. And that's not necessarily a bad thing by any means, but anyone going into Halo 5 expecting to see a more cerebral or story-driven adventure may be disappointed. It's a game of give and take throughout, and rather than feeling like a culmination of the franchise, it actually omits as much as it adds. Master Chief's blue team are decidedly less interesting despite them being the more established characters thanks to their roles in the extended universe. Linda, Fred and Kelly are veteran Spartans almost as prolific and proficient as John 117 himself, but they come across as nothing more than extra guns to point at the enemy. There's also the issue that these characters are for the most part extended universe characters, and those who only play the core games and ignore the meta may be lost as to where the hell they've come from. It's an often disconnecting narrative choice that slightly undermines the gravitas of returning characters like Dr. Halsey and the Arbiter. The biggest downside to the presence of Blue Team and Osiris though is that they are here to ensure the campaign is always a 4-player affair. As such, Halo's lone hero dynamic is not present, replaced by a basic squad shooter that becomes far too easy on normal difficulty and regales some of the coolest moments to cutscenes. As trailer friendly as these moments are, they reduce the actual gameplay to a sequence of gunfights interspersed with vehicle sections and thus remove a lot of potential variety. Thankfully, the combat is the best the series has offered so far. The extra moves make for a much more dynamic battlefield, and a shoulder charge move can destroy certain walls or flatten your enemies, while a new ground slam that you can aim mid-air can be a lifesaver when you need to reach a downed comrade, because going down in battle is more an inconvenience now thanks to the mid-fight revivals. Additionally, being able to mantle ledges and boost to dodge or add distance to a jump makes getting around easier. Oddly, there's no difference between playing as Chief or Locke, so you never really feel there's much point in hopping between the two from a gameplay perspective. But for a shooter, the campaign's pretty meaty, packing in a good 10 hours of carnage across some truly beautiful, gargantuan environments. The open plan level design is Halo at its best, offering multiple routes and vantage points as well as a dizzying amount of weapon types. Vehicle sections are spaced out well, but always offer a breath of fresh air as you take to the skies, or jump in a scorpion tank or a walking mantis suit. The campaign may not be the most diverse, but it is utterly exhilarating from start to finish. Although a recurring boss character eventually becomes a little tiresome, the second half continuously presents some stunning first-person shooter design. The multiplayer has seen some fairly radical changes, though there are still balancing issues with certain weapons like the pistol being overpowered in most encounters. The new requisition pack seemed like a great idea, though time will tell really. Cherry picking ideas from a variety of shooters like Mass Effect 3 and Battlefield, the new reward system gives you points per match to spend on tiered packs. Once opened, they contain armor pieces, emblems, weapon skins and various other modifications, as well as some in-the-field care packages containing vehicle and weapon drops. If you have too many you don't use, you can sell them back to recoup some points. It's a decent system, though it's not explained very well, and we had to figure it out through experimentation. Several new arena modes make for a more diverse playlist, alongside existing favourites like Capture the Flag and Team Deathmatch. For example, Stronghold is like Hardpoint, requiring you to hold 2 or 3 zones in order to score points for kills, while Breakout is a one-life, no-radar version of Capture the Flag that offers fast-paced mayhem that feels similar to Destiny's Trials of a Serious event. The star of the show though is Warzone, a 12v12 event. Warzone throws enemy and ally AI into the mix alongside objectives and periodic boss battles that offer huge points for the team that takes them down. The maps are huge, multiple area Goliaths full of choke points, killing grounds, vehicle runs and sniper vantage points. The whole mode feels fresh and exciting. But perhaps because we've been playing Destiny and Battlefield for the last few years, something feels lacking in the Halo 5's maps. The layout's fine, but there's something almost cold and clinical about them. Even the outdoor maps feel somehow hollow. There's a lack of palpable atmosphere in some of the arenas that make them feel less captivating or hypnotic than previous entries. That said, if you're a fan of PvP, there's plenty to sink your teeth into, even without Spartan Ops or Reach's combat challenges. Halo 5 boasts the best campaign since Reach, mixing enormous, beautifully detailed environments with fast-paced, exciting combat across some of the most interesting and colourful locales 343 has ever produced. While the multiplayer needs to ferment a little to bring out its true flavours, and the necessities of storytelling rob the campaign of some potentially standout set pieces, this is still a huge, satisfying package that ticks every box on the list.